All right, Bucky, let's jump into some scout school on a guy that led the league in sacks here, Vic Beasley.
15.5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles. You saw a guy that was able to kind of put it together. Speed, explosiveness, dynamic finish. He did it all this season.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at all 15.5 of his sacks on this video. We're going to break them down into 3 different categories. Speed and hands. We're going to see games and twists where he had some production. And then we're going to see the most underrated aspect of a pass rusher, and that's effort.
Effort. You have to be able to finish. You have to be able to get the quarterback down. Vic Beasley did it better than anybody else in the league.
Speed and hands up first. You can see this is what separates Vic Beasley from a lot of dudes is just that pure speed he brings off the edge.
When you're looking at pass rushers, you're always looking at their get-off. How fast can they get off the snap, and can they bend the corner? When I look at Vic Beasley, you see his ability to get off, anticipate the snap count. But here's this little dip maneuver that he's added to his game. Gets up under the offensive tackle, finds a way to get home. But he doesn't only get home. Knocks the ball out.
That's part one.
Then you got to scoop and score.
Yeah, well, that's part 2 and 3.
That's part of everything. I mean, he got the triple burger on that, takes it in, and then he has a little Air Jordan come fly with me down at the end that we're going to cut out. But Vic Beasley, athleticism, his anticipation separates him from others.
Yeah, here you're going to see some more examples of just this speed. He's been able to turn the corner. See him right here. Again, dip and rip. That's kind of something that he's gotten very good at, using his hands and being able to bend and wrap the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a great job of putting him in a position. If you notice, he's playing a lot on the defensive left. He's using his athleticism to really take advantage of the right tackle. Not many offensive tackles can get back and set, can find a way to anchor against his speed and his athleticism. The Atlanta Falcons have leashed him off the edge because he's an athletic pass rusher.
A little chop rip right there. He's done a nice job with these hand moves, getting the tackle's hands off him. We always talk about whoever gets their hands inside first wins. Look at this little move.
Man, it's the burst. It's the ability to stick his foot in the ground, to bend, get low, and then to skate. Finds a way to consistently get to the quarterback. He has really come on like game busters in the second season. He's now one of the more dominant pass rushers in the league.
Pass rushers we always say they're like pitchers. You have to have that one dominant pitch, and everything else works off of that. So to me, his fastball, obviously, his dominant pitch. Now we're going to see what he does on games and twists. And we'll see 4 plays here. You'll see him get home. This is a defensive coordinator dialing it up for him.
You know, absolutely. Dan Quinn, the head coach, has done a great job of not only using his athleticism to unleash him as a speed rusher, but also on games and twists. There you see him line up outside, loops all the way inside to the A-gap. When you have his level of athleticism, you can add some of these to the mix. It's a way to free him up, get him some one-on-one opportunities. But what we're seeing, he's getting a lot of easy runs to the quarterback.
And this one not really timed up well. Drew Brees kind of ran up into this one. But again, show you that speed on a game. You're going to see him spy right here against Aaron Rodgers. He's looping around, but really he's just spying 12, waiting to see what he does. Hole opens up. You'll see it again from another angle. He times it up and takes his shot and ends up getting a pretty easy sack here.
Pretty easy sack, super explosive, very athletic. You talk about that first pitch being the fastball coming off the edge, which is just a speed rush. Now you're able to use him inside on those games and twists. But before all of that, before we can get to that, it's all about the effort. When you're looking at defensive pass rushers, you have to find guys that can finish. His effort, his relentlessness sets him apart from others.
Here's one thing, Bucky. As a defensive player, you don't want to go to the ground, but you sure as heck don't want to stay there.
You absolutely have to get up. You have to crawl. You're trying to find a way to get to the quarterback. Vic Beasley doesn't get there on his first effort, but on his second effort, he finds a way to knock the ball loose.
Yeah, gets up off the ground, showing you the effort. Not only does he knock the ball out, he's laying on top of the quarterback. Now you got to find that football because you never know what's going to happen at the bottom of these piles, and lo and behold, this thing come right back to him. So, to me, that's a great example of his effort. We're going to see 4 total plays here, though, of his 15.5 sacks where effort was a key part of it. Again, here, these all count, Buck. It might not look pretty, but you just got – it's like a rebound at the end of a quarter in basketball. So go get it.
You have to keep playing. Play the down all the way from snap to whistle. This is what he does. This is a long run, still gets to the quarterback. Look, sometimes it takes a 7-second effort before you're able to get the payoff. He got the payoff. He did it better than anybody else in the league.
Spying. We saw him spy Rodgers earlier. Here he's kind of spying Kaepernick, but the effort and the speed to laterally get to the sideline and make a play. Vic Beasley had 15.5 sacks this year, Bucky. We've just seen all of them.